We will call this September 18th Brown County Commission to order. Commissioner Kipley, would you lead us to the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Morning. First item on the agenda, we have the McIntyre rezone, the first reading.
And I think you all have a copy of it.
I'll move it. Second. Moved by Sutton, second by Fishback to approve the first reading of the McIntyre rezone. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Going back
on the first reading.
Yes. Shannon's gonna take a picture of them and say.
Okay, do it as a group. Next on the agenda, we have some presentation of years of service certificates. First thing I also will go through is that we had achieved our gold and our platinum level for our Loss Control Safety Achievement Award for the South Dakota Public Insurance Alliance. So that is a good benefit for the county. Next, we will go through our presentations. We have Larry Hardy with Highway for 25 years of service.
Come on up.
Go on up. Get your gold plaque.
And your bonus?
Thank you for your service. Appreciate it very much.
You can stay there.
Or Sheila with the check.
Get in there, Doug.
You wanna take them all together?
Get in there, Doug. That'd be easy.
He'll
That
better.
did
Next, we have Mike Scott, 25 years with Brown County Landfill. Thank you, Mike.
Same number of years.
Then we have 30 years of service for the Sheriff Park, Milbrandt.
Solid been 30 years.
Thank you very much.
Time flies, you have fun.
And then with Highway, David Bruckner, 40 years.
Wow. Okay, Mark. Mike,
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
go up and Shannon will take a picture.
All right.
Dave, what'd you do before we had gravel roads?
I worked at the sale for it.
Yes, please.
You guys will
Well, oh, trust me. Found that out moving Sunday.
smile. Everybody smile.
All right.
It's a happy time.
Thank you.
Maybe not, I don't know. Thank you very much.
Dave, thanks again for finding that seat.
Yeah, guys.
This is how our employees go above and beyond. So Jeff and John were taking an old tractor up to Westport to get painted, and Dave was working on Old 10 there. The seat had bounced off of the
Thanks a lot.
old-time
Glad
John
to
Deere
do.
tractor. He found it in the ditch.
No,
and he
it was on
tracked
the
him-
road.
On the road, and tracked him down
I
and
didn't
gave it
wanna run
to him.
over
I
it.
mean, that's huge. Thank you.
Above and beyond, he always does.
I must have been damaged. I seen it there and I ran over it. No, I just kidding.
3 times, right?
Between you and Dave,
How's your road turned out? Party, we got to tractors off and get our capital.
And you're ready?
Yeah, I'm like starting on it.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Unless you have.
Well, we've got a couple minutes. Could I ask Chris about that attack at the county fair that we've been asked about? What's going on with that situation?
All right. So I would consider it still under investigation. I think a prosecutorial decision has been made, but my office has to protect the integrity of an investigation, so I won't tell you what that is until there's an actual outcome.
Could you have a suspect? You have a suspect?
Yeah, there's a prosecutorial decision that's been made, and I think in the next week or so, everybody will know more.
We get a lot of
But I think
questions.
you were right, Tom, when you mentioned, I just read what was in the paper, I didn't watch the video of the forum, but I think you were right when you said it's the county commissioner's job to provide the resources needed at the fair, but it's the sheriff's job and the state's attorney's job to actually prosecute and investigate criminal cases.
Yeah, because I say we had no information on it other than what, everybody else in the street has, and up to you guys to do that, so.
That's correct.
Okay.
And once things are out there more in the public, my office can always comment further, but we're ethically bound not to.
Well, I think people were
prejudice the
concerned that
defendant.
nothing was being done. I think that's what the concern was. It's pretty serious, with our guy, pretty serious injuries.
Any other questions on that?
No, I
We'll wait.
think you've answered it. We were pretty hard for us to disclose anything when there's a legal action being sought, so I think we
And
just
we didn't
have to
know
kinda-
anything.
Well, we assumed everybody was still working on it, but we just didn't know what the details were.
Yeah.
I think that's a good assumption that everybody's still working on it.
Yeah.
I mean, and just so everybody understands, it happened in, August 17th?
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
Somewhere in there. I mean, we're a month away. Typically, if somebody's arrested on the spot, investigations move quicker because they have to, because the person's constitutional rights to a speedy trial already start running. But when somebody's not arrested on the spot, the best thing to do is a full investigation. And it's not just the sheriff's office resources that are being used, it's the Division of Criminal Investigations resources. And generally, when DCI is involved, things take a little bit longer because their police reports have to go off to Pier to be approved and then get sent back here before my office ever sees them. So it takes a little bit longer, and it should, because the investigation on an potential aggravated assault should be a serious matter. So,
And it's more thorough.
yeah, that's what you want.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
I think we're close enough to our next item on the agenda. Mr. Dirk Rogers. We have our highway superintendent discuss the right-of-way for Webb Water.
Morning, Dirk. How are you guys? Good.
Good.
Good. Yeah, first thing I got's just a right-of-way occupancy for Webb Water. It's boring a line under the road right at Ordway, right at the north side of Ordway there. I think it's going over to the house there by where the store was, so. I'll move it. Nothing serious.
Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Kipley. To approve the right-of-way for Webb Water. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
That's the next thing I'm talking about.
Yep.
Okay.
The next thing is our local infrastructure improvement program.
That's the acronym, it's the grant for the bean plant, intersections and that project. As he's talking about, the time it takes to do stuff, I was thinking about that, because I hadn't been here very long, the first time we ever sat down and started talking about the projects and, different concepts for that and what the different requirements for the roads and stuff, so, it's a 3-year grant, just from the time it was given and just going through the whole process. There's no problems or anything, it's just the length of time the projects take and whatnot. And so we just need to, I'm not sure how that's worded, Max, just a motion or whatever to extend the grant. They've extended the grant, we're just agreeing to extend it to it. Doesn't change anything, it just changes the time.
It's just a letter extending the grant.
Yep.
The chairman has to sign.
We need a motion on that then?
Yeah.
We'll move it.
Do you want me to read the letter?
I read it.
We
It's in
read
the
it,
packet,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
You got a copy. That's all I had for official
You moved
business.
it.
I seconded it.
Okay. Moved by Fishback, second by Kipley to authorize the chair to sign the grant extension. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And then we'll file, I think it's October, second week in October is the next quarterly report or something, which will actually have something to report to them this time on that. That's all I had for official stuff, just a quick update on a couple of things. That project there is ongoing. We're struggling with a couple of density tests on the asphalt. So they're gonna do a little more extensive testing in one of the areas where it's a little, well, it's basically failed right now on the initial test, so you do a little follow-up, a little more intense evaluation to see if that's still, density's too low, and then we'll probably have them remove it and replace it because it's in a rather critical area for truck motion. But we'll see. It's not like it's a complete, you know, it needs to be 92% and it's hovering about 89 or 90, so. But other than that, that project's going pretty good. We should, I don't know if you weren't down there, but we started milling, the profile milling on the gravel pieces on that 23.
I've been getting calls on that.
Yeah,
When
so,
Tech's going, why aren't we getting it done?
yeah. Well, it'll get done here shortly. They're down there with the profile mill straightening out the pieces that were stabilized, so it's basically the parts that were gravel, or appear to be gravel.
That was the complaint, it'd be all good, then it hit that spot.
Yeah.
Gravel, yeah.
If we do this next year, as soon as they're done with that, we'll go in and shoot like a blotter on there, just a temporary thing, so
Mhm.
because we didn't want it to get that messed up as it is now either, but it's not the end of the world. But they're gonna go down today and they'll be profile milling, so they'll mill off about an inch, and we're gonna have to have liens go in and they'll pay back a little bit in there. We were gonna do it, except the way my staffing works, I'm not gonna be able to do it after next Wednesday, just because of who I'll have here, and some guys are taking vacation, so we'll have liens do it, but that's all right too. So they'll be done with that milling today. I'm hoping next week we'll start putting the final surface on it. We're gonna do some chip sealing, and liens will do a little paving down there, so.
Good. It's nice what's done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we drove, I was pretty happy yesterday. We looked at that one, went out to Richmond. The drives at Richmond are pretty good. Actually, I think they're really good. I just hope they hold up. Somebody already tore down a shed and hauled it out and tore the crap out of the edge of the road. I'm like, good Lord, we've had that out there for a week.
It always happens, yeah.
Yeah, right away. Frickin' excavator too. I mean, there's tracks. I'm just like, really? So we'll let that sit and let his neighbors ride him for a while. Because they're not happy either.
Yeah, sure they're not, yeah.
Are we gonna have a light before the heat of the harvest comes in on 14 and 12?
I would doubt it. Yeah, with
Whole
harvest.
process, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
I saw him on Saturday, a guy from DOT, and he said they're waiting for the light to arrive.
Well, they
By
knew
the
it was
time-
gonna be here how
When's
long?
the order
But they
here?
said it takes like 6 months to get it.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's
So he
not
said they're
sitting
ready
on
and
a
it
shelf
won't take long as
somewhere.
soon as it gets there.
And then each one specific to that traffic situation, you know.
Huh.
It's like anything.
Yeah,
Government's
yeah,
slow.
with the government.
Government is slow as hell. We got 16 and 5. Oh, yeah, we're paving up at 16 and 5. I'm like, what are we finishing at 16 and 5? We should be done up there with that 3 miles between the two 5s. So again, it's been 3 years since I first said we were going to do it, but we finally got it done, and it should be done here Wednesday. And that came out pretty well, pretty nice. Drives at Richmond, that, and then the bridge, I'm still waiting. I'm losing faith, and I sent him an email this morning to make sure I'm not holding something up, but we sent back, I approved the draft of it's called an MOA, and I'm just waiting for the final to
bridge?
come back. This is the one at Richmond. We're still in a holding pattern. So I wish I had something more specific to tell you, but
Hope that does not sit that way all winter.
God,
That'd be good.
yeah. Well, I mean, we'll be able to open it up. If that happens, it'll be open to traffic. It won't be ideal, but,
Just down to the bridge and back.
yeah. And we did an evaluation on the bridge. We can put some material on it, you know, on top of it to make that a little less abrupt. But it'll still be, I mean, it was posted 10 ton before. It shouldn't be a huge thing. I mean, the garbage trucks went over it before until they got caught. I'm assuming they'll, you know, see what they do in the spring, but, so, anyway, that's kind of what we're doing.
Dynamic brake signs, I don't see the state's got them up yet.
I'm calling Paul them up. I don't know if we got ours up. I'll have to ask him. We came in.
I come in Melgard the other day, I didn't notice. I don't think it's up.
From the states, the one on the states. Okay. No, hours, I gotta see. I told him to put them up, but I can't remember if I was gonna take him down there. Show him the ones that are on the county.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, because our signs, it took a while. Again, 4 weeks to get the signs made. I'll call the state and ask them what's up there. And I don't know about the one up at Houghton, because I
Tell
called
that up, because I had a phone call last week.
Yeah. We really should be deferring these to the DOT on the state roads. I mean, I understand your guys are a little different position than me, but,
Well, I explained to him that we gave the state our ordinances, and it's up to them to get the sign up, but we have no authority to tell the state what to do, so that's all I can do is tell him that our part is covered.
Yeah, they don't listen to us, that's for sure.
alrighty.
Sounds good.
That's it?
That's it.
All right.
Keep up the good work.
I'll be over to
You're gonna- I'll be over to
Oh, I know
later today.
I'll let them know at the door.
The striping on 14 will get done.
Starting October 4th. They'll just get done with the rest of our regular
With the
striping program. Yeah. The striping on these construction projects, I believe, are all in the project. And that's because there's all them turning lanes and stuff, so I usually throw it in there. It's a little more expensive that way, but you're not waiting, so.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, sir.
Good luck. You guys have a good day.
You too.
Me too.
That takes care of our agenda items, Max, so you wanna
Okay, minutes from September 11th.
move it? Second. All in favor of the minutes for September 11th?
Aye.
Aye.
Claims and payroll.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Kipling, to approve claims and payroll. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
HR report.
Move it.
Second.
Moved by
Question
Fish.
on that. Does that include travel? Is that part of HR?
Well, it was on the list, but I put it on the travel sheet, so that we know when they approve the expenses that it's been approved.
So will it be separate than travel, or that's just
No.
informational?
That's informational, but by initialing it, you're approving it.
Gotcha. Just curious about the one in Rapid City, Chris. You think that's necessary to go to? The one-day training for Brittany?
Absolutely. It's the one time you go to a victim's assistance training. She left today.
Oh, that,
Yeah.
okay.
She just left this morning.
So I guess we're
She's
approving.
going no matter
Too
if
late.
you approve it or not. 'cause
Okay.
it's in our
Is she
budget.
going for
She's
both
gotta
days?
go.
Because it looks like,
She's there tomorrow too.
They had a court go away, and so she had actually opened up her schedule to be able to go today.
So all the victims.
Okay, so
assistants in
she-
the state go to it.
that was today, but the one tomorrow is optional, looks like. But she's staying since she's out there anyway?
She's going to both of the trainings, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Who was the second on that HR report?
Sutton, was it?
Yep.
Okay.
Kipling, Sutton, all in favor?
No, it was Fishback.
Yeah.
Fishback.
Oh. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
With the travel, we don't keep copies of the HR report, so we really need that travel sheet. So when the vouchers come through for reimbursement, the people out there, they check to make sure they were approved to go before they send the vouchers through.
Sure.
Auditor's report of account.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Fishback. Auditor's report of account approved. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Sheriff report.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Kipling, second by Sutton to approve the sheriff's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
The state and local agreement with emergency management, I'll put that on the list for next week. Scott's out of town today, so he wanted to be here to discuss that. Authorized chair sign the pay request number 4 for cell 3 project at the landfill.
Move.
Second. Moved by Kipling, second by Fishback to authorize the chair to sign pay request number 4 for the landfill cell.
What was that amount?
$318,000.
Okay.
Right?
381,
381.
Is that about-
$995.57.
Is that about done?
Balance to finish is $664.
Okay. This is not about done.
No.
I was thinking we paid that
Yeah.
big pile before.
We did.
We paid $1,018,700. Yeah,
That's what I was thinking, hoping it's about done.
yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Abatement.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Kepley, to authorize payment of the abatement. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Lease agreement.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Fishback, to authorize the chair to sign the lease agreement. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And that is all I have.
That's some fair contracts.
2 of them?
2 of them have done.
Oh, they didn't write it on my list.
Yeah, there was 2 fair contracts.
Okay.
I move them.
Second.
Moved by Kepley, second by Fishback, to authorize chair to sign the fair contracts. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Now that's all I have.
Okay. Gary?
The Millen Building plat's scheduled to be completed tomorrow sometime, so, and it has to be to the city by Friday the 21st, so can we authorize the chair to sign that plat?
Move it.
Second.
Moved by Kepley, second by Sutton, to authorize chair to sign the
Millen
Milling Building plat. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll give
Opposed?
you a call as soon as I
Motion carries.
receive it.
Okay.
Just an FYI, the Groton Homes just waiting for the newspaper to finish the required publications, and they should be able to obtain a default judgment and move forward on selling that home, so getting closer. Last thing I had written down is I didn't know if you wanted to put anything on the agenda for next week to start discussing the renewal of the grandstand concessions for the fair, or what you wanted to do with that.
We have to take action by December.
Well, the way the ordinance currently reads is that if you're going out for bid, that we were gonna do it in September or October.
Sooner the better. I'd say put
Sooner
it on the
the better,
agenda for
yeah.
next week and
Okay, you want me to call Derek in?
Yeah, why don't you have him work on a proposal?
Okay. Sounds good. I'll let him know. Thank you. That's all I had.
One of the other things I guess we need to discuss is, are we doing our next payroll through RAM?
I would make a motion to do our next payroll through RAM.
Second. Put this much work into it, let's give it a shot.
Well,
Motion.
Are we-
just 2 things real quick. So you voted on the plat deal. I don't think you probably even needed to vote on it because you had already voted on that previously to go forward with the plat. So if you're wondering why I didn't say anything because that wasn't on the agenda, I don't think it matters. I think the same thing with this RAM issue. It's not on the agenda, but having you previously voted in the past to move forward with using RAM, and isn't this the next step? But
Okay. You don't need to
Yeah,
make
I
a
don't think we
motion,
need to
just
vote
do it.
motion. We
I'll
just
withdraw my motion.
And a second.
Just
We just need to instruct the proper parties to, next payroll is the time to do it.
yeah, I mean, I think you'd already approved to go forward with RAM, and I think that's the best plan.
I think we don't know 100% if the testing's 100%, but I think everything's in order that has been tested so far, so I think at this point in time, we move forward and we see where we're at, and,
Who's been proofing the testing?
well, between Vicki and Paul and whoever else, I guess, has seen the reports, I
I
would
haven't
think.
seen the reports,
So-
which is fine, because I don't do payroll. Gary,
Yeah, I've seen them too. I mean, I think we've made the changes that were needed, so, but like every payroll, we know there's always something that comes up, so, but until we actually run it live, we're not gonna know what those issues are gonna be, but I
And,
think all the minor things have been resolved as far as taxes and all those kind of things, so.
and all the payments for health insurance and that will go in the holding account
Correct.
before it hits the department.
Yeah.
Well, we probably anticipate some bugs anytime we change a new program. I don't think it's gonna be 100% perfect, but I would hope that there's been enough testing that it's not a total wreck, but I can't promise that. I don't know if anybody can, but I think until we do
We
one,
gotta do it.
I guess it, basically the way it's gonna be is whatever's put in Sundial, that's what Ram's gonna go by. So if the hours are reported in Sundial, that's what they're gonna pay off of.
They'll only process what we give them.
So I think,
It's the accounting that I question. Because it has to hit all the departments.
well, and I seen the latest one, and it looks like it should be there. I mean, but that's where we talk about the splits between we, the state's attorney, our people moving back and forth,
But there's
Don
more,
with landfill and auditors.
right?
Those have been
that's just-
set up.
That's just the individuals being paid. I'm talking about the holding accounts for all the insurances, the county portion, because the gross payroll goes into Encode, but then the holding accounts for the salary line items. The holding accounts is what holds the money until the employee's share of the health insurance, their withholding, all of that is paid. And then, when we write a check for the health insurance, say for instance, the way Encode is set up, it pulls all of the employees' contribution from the holding account and pulls the county's match from the line item in the budget. And I haven't seen any documentation where that has been tested or set up.
Whose job is it to set that up?
It's automatic in Encode. So if Paul's been evidently Paul and Ram have talked about it, and it's all set up and ready to go if you're going live.
So the question needs to be asked,
I'll
is
make
anything
sure.
gonna change?
I'll
If
ask
nothing's
them.
gonna change, it should still do the same thing
It
it was
should still
before.
do the same thing.
Right.
Yeah. I'll ask Paul to make sure that's taken care of.
My understanding is that those
That's what
accounts
I
have
was
been set
told
up.
too.
Okay.
So,
I know Paul mentioned yesterday that Sarah had verified the department accounts, and I asked her this morning, I says, did he ask you anything to verify the holding account? And he did not.
All right.
And the reason they're put in a holding account is we can't write a check for the health insurance and have 20 departments on one check. That's not feasible. That's why you put it in a holding account.
Sure.
Then the check is written, you're writing the one amount, but it's hitting the 20 departments.
Yep.
Sounds good, maybe just ask if
Yeah.
there's any concern on that end of it.
Definitely.
Otherwise, we're ready.
So, I will relay the message, the next one's live. Anything else to come before the commission?
Yeah, it's for an exec to discuss,
Proposed or pending litigation?
Legal? Moved by Fishback, second by Sutton to go into exec to discuss legal. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
another
We
exec.
are adjourned.
Exactly. That's right, because,
We are out of exec.
File up there.
There is no action as a result of exec on the legal
File down here,
matter.
then you got a reason to raise it.
I would move to adjourn.
Second.
Did you get a text from Patty?
I don't know. I can check. Yeah. Patty wants to address you all in its personnel exec. If you choose to do that.
Move that we go into exec.
Second.
Moved by Sutton, second by Kempley to go into exec regarding personnel. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
I'm gonna take a 1 minute.
We are out of exec. No action as a result of exec on personnel. Anything else to come before the commission?
Move adjourned.
Second.
Moved by Fishback, second by Kempley to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.